Welcome back. All right, so a first for the preseason. I've got two games on the board. So we went out for a bit tonight. We had a school function with my stepson. So I missed the second and most of the third period here, and I missed the first period here. So I thought I'm gonna watch what I can of these two games and talk to you about what I saw. So that being said, this also marks the return of timestamps. Timestamps are used for recap slash review slash rundown videos, whatever we want to call them. And we'll start with Detroit and Washington. So this was Ovechkin's preseason debut for the Washington Capitals. Early edge for the Wings. Alex Lyon was sharp when tested. Lindgren, they said right away, was likely to play the full game. Shepard, the backup in this one. Caps press at 3.5 minutes. Edvinsson clears it out. The shots are only 2-0 for the Caps at 5 minutes. It was not a really exciting back and forth first period, to be honest. Carlson defends a Wings rush. Costin was then denied right in front of the net. Johansson has a shot that's blocked as the Caps press. Strong defense both ways in this one. Sprong has a shot that saved. The Caps cleared out. The shots are on net are only 3 apiece with 8.5 minutes left. Things get pushy on a hold by Lyon. I've noticed in tonight's games that the physicality and some of the pushing and shoving is getting a little bit more common as players start getting back into it and realizing, hey, we got to make an impression. And I'm sure they've noticed that guys are getting sent down right around the league. So you want to make sure you're not the next guy getting sent down. So near miss on a stretch pass to Ovechkin. The Wings draw themselves a power play. They cycle. Sprong's denied. It's cleared out. And then we had 7 seconds of 4-on-4, and the Caps would end up on the power play after that. There's a post for Oshie. It's cleared out. Ovechkin blasts a one-timer wide, and that was right from his spot, too. McMichael's then denied on a net drive. Everything's killed off, so we go back to 5-on-5, and Compher's denied in the final minute. And then the scoring happened while I was out. So second period, Sprong opens the scoring from Edvinsson. He, of course, being a former member of the Capitals. That was at 3:35. Nick Backstrom, and it's important that Backstrom, A, stays healthy, and B, produces for the Capitals this year. Ovechkin and Miroshnichenko with the assists at 7:38. I'm going to have to practice that name because he might be sticking around. And then Tom Wilson would give the Caps a lead from Kuznetsov at 12:26. So after 2 periods, it's 2-1 for Washington. And in the third, they add some insurance. First, at 7 minutes and 10 seconds on the power play, it's Rasmus Sandin from Crystal as well as Wilson. Crystal was on a line with Wilson tonight, and I don't know how much longer he's going to be with the team, but that has to be good experience for him. And then at 16 minutes and 11 seconds, the Capitals make it a commanding 4-1 lead. That one's Carlson from Scarbosa and Miroshnichenko. There you go. I got it. Anyways, so that happens, and it makes it 4-1. It looks like this is done. But Detroit pulls the goalie, and first it's Fabry from Sprong and Mata at 16:56, and then Fabry scores again at 18:47 as I've made my way back onto the set. The Wings called a timeout after the 2 goals, 6-on-5, to try to figure out what they're going to do to tie it. Goalie pull happens on a face-off win. They cycle, miss wide. It's cleared out by the Caps. Fabry has a shot that's held with 5.8 seconds left as he's going for a hat trick in the last 3 minutes of the game. The Caps do hang on, and Kosa played the third period. Not too shabby. And so, yeah, nice to see him in the game. Of course, if you're a Wings fan, I mean, you wish he wouldn't have been in the net for a goal or two against. But either way, I think this was a competitive game, and it's nice to see the Wings make it close late. So that being said, moving along to Chicago and St. Louis. So this, of course, is Connor Bedard's debut. A lot of excitement around him. It was Hofer versus Mrazek to start this one. The shots are 11-4 for Chicago in that first period, and Bedard had 2 of the shots for the Chicago Blackhawks. The shots would even up before the game was done, but this was an exciting one. Eventually, it got there. It was a bit of a slog at points. So, second period, good early back and forth in it. Bedard to Donato, Blues cleared. There's definitely some chemistry between Bernard, Donato, and Hall. That's the 3 players, and this has been the argument, right? Well, Bedard's not going to score because he's not going to have line mates. He is, though. Taylor Hall, and you could see in between plays on the bench, Hall talking to Bedard and showing him things, and this is key. If Bedard's going to be a success, Taylor Hall could be a big part of that. Power play for the Blues, Korchinski to the box there. I thought Korchinski had a decent game, though. Hawks clear it early. Blues have trouble setting up. They set up late. Parayko's shot was blocked. That was killed off. There weren't any really good chances, and there were no shots that actually hit the net. The Hawks press at 4.5 minutes. Jones has a shot that's gloved aside. The rebound's cleared. Bolduc misses one wide on a rush. Things get punchy after a hit by the Blues. And the Blues come out of that with a power play. So Corey Perry did not like the hit. He stands up for his teammate. And one of the weirdest things, Chicago fans cheering Corey Perry. That has to be a first, right? So that happened. The Blues cycle, there's a shorthanded rush by Lardis that ends up making it a 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 11 seconds. Nice play by Nick Lardis there. Kaiser's denied during the 4-on-4 play. Everything gets killed off there, though. Tucker has a rush chance that was blocked. Nick Ritchie has a shot that's held. Comesso takes over halfway through the period. And at 10:48, Kurashev scores from Bedard and Korchinski. And he buries it in close. During a brief press, it was a nice tip over by Bedard. Korchinski with the other assist. And there you go. Bedard with his first preseason point. His first official point. We'll have to wait until next month, of course. Next month, which is only a few days away. The Hawks look to add another. They're looking for that 2-0 lead. Reichel with a net drive. Hofer holds. I thought Reichel had a good game, too. Hawks press on the next shift as well. Walker to Neighbors. There's a near miss there. The Blues press. Buchnevich is denied. The Hawks get pinned down a bit, but they're shot blocking. They're keeping him to the outside as well as they can. Bedard then had a net feed that was picked off. And Marcel had a shot that was caught and held. You know I'm cheering for Marcel to make the team because his name is Marcel. The only way it could be better is if he played on a line with Ivan. It's not going to happen, but I can dream, can't I? So, Blues press with 2.5 minutes left. Tucker fires one wide on a rush. 32 seconds left. We get a power play for the St. Louis Blues. So, that carries over into the third period. Blues set up about 30 seconds into that third period. Thomas has a shot that's blocked. We get more cycling. Bolduc's denied as the penalty ends. The Hawks clear it out. Kaiser to Bedard. Near miss there. Cranley started the third period for the Blues. Gaudette has a shot that's blocked. The Hawks clear it out. Blues press at 5 minutes. Bedard has a rush chance that's blocked. Bedard to Donato. Near miss there. Athanasiou to Korchinski gets broken up and the Hawks press. But at 9 minutes, on a rush after a failed rush by the Hawks that Perry was a part of, Thomas scores a nice one. Buchnevich with the assist at 9 minutes. And I think Thomas wanted to pass it back to Buchnevich, but he didn't have much of a chance to do that, so he just wires it, which is what St. Louis wants Thomas to do. Shoot the puck more. If he can do that more this year, he can bounce back from that rough year he had last season. So things going to get pushy on a hold by Comesso. There's a near miss for Reese Johnson as the Hawks press. Perunovic then had a shot that was saved. Bedard's denied on a break. Bedard was stealing pucks in this one too. I know it's preseason. It doesn't matter. But Bedard was stealing pucks, playing well defensively. Nice passes, nice plays. Really, his nose for the puck is fantastic. So he's denied on a break. Then things get pushy. Again, Perry to Foligno gets picked off. Nick Ritchie and Foligno were unfriendly, so they both go to the box for 2 minutes. That makes it 4-on-4. Buchnevich is denied. Bedard steals and rushes it, and honestly, a lot of fun to watch him tonight. I'm glad that I came back in time to see some of that magic from him. Athanasiou has a tip that nearly fooled Cranley. So that was just one of those plays where I think Cranley was anticipating the puck going the other way, and it tips, it goes the other. Hits by Marcel, who wears number 53, and I thought that's noteworthy because it feels like players that I like very often wear the number 53. No idea why that is. Murphy has a screenshot that's held in the final minute. Buchnevich then with a buzzer beater, but that gets blocked. We are going to overtime. So you're the Hawks coach, Luke Richardson. You have a chance to put 3 guys out on the ice for overtime. Obviously, one of them has to be Bedard. It's the home opener for the preseason anyways. We'll see how the home opener during the season goes. But yeah, Bedard starts the overtime, and he rushes right away on it. And a near miss off the face-off. So, there were some near misses here. Once he gets that range, yeah, again. Hall to Bedard is then picked off by Parayko. Colton Parayko had an up-and-down game in what I saw tonight. Blues control, they get a change in, and they actually played keep away for a while. There was a long shift for Bedard, but he did manage to get to the bench. Donato then plays some keep away, and he tried a wraparound. That would not go. The Blues have a 2-on-1. That fizzles out. Comesso then poke-checked Thomas. So Drew Comesso is seen as that next goaltender for the Chicago Blackhawks. Based on tonight's game, maybe he's closer than we think. Maybe. And if you're the Hawks, maybe he gets into some games this year if a goaltender gets hurt. You call up Comesso and see what he can do. At any rate, Kaiser then had a rush chance that was held by Cranley, but then on a 2-on-1 and a fantastic pass as well. Athanasiou roofs one top shelf at 4 minutes and 3 seconds. Bedard and Seth Jones with the assist. I no longer need to put an initial before Jones because Caleb Jones is no longer a Blackhawk. So Chicago wins in overtime 2-1. A game that was slow and kind of plodding at points in the second period and third period. The excitement picked up definitely in overtime. And every time Bedard touches the puck, there is this air of excitement. You could hear Hawks fans getting, they're really anticipating what he was going to do next. And I would expect that this season wherever he plays. On the road, even the visiting teams, fans, I would think will get kind of that buzz when he's near the puck. Because it's exciting when you're watching a young player coming into the league that you feel like is going to be a star. And I think that's going to be the case. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.